What's up, Internet? This is Mario. I am replacing the hardware hound today, reviewing Rosewill's Neon K85 Mechanical RGB gaming keyboard. That's not really how they phrase the whole title, but it almost is. The great thing about this keyboard, obviously more than anything else, is its set of RGB effects. The static, you can make it just one standard color if you wanted to, but breathing is a little bit nicer. Rotating through colors and static. Breathing is this, where it rotates between things. You could also pick it to only do one color. Streamer is your fancy rainbowy effects. It can go left, right, up, down. Rain goes individually and actually looks pretty nice. Horse race lamp. I don't know why it has to be a horse race lamp. Not a big deal. It's probably one of the more fun ones so far as the moving colors go. Twinkling lights. It kind of rotates through all the colors on each individual keys. Reactive is what you would assume. Whoops. That doesn't really work when I'm also in the software. So reactive, the water drop does full sections of things. The cross, I kept this one for quite a while, does up and a vertical and horizontal line. The ripple, also use this one a lot. You can start in two different places. The aurora, which does, whoa, did it again, sorry. Aurora, it does lines across. Heat map, which is fun. The more you type, the more the entire thing changes colors and then cools back down. You can pick what two colors you want. And then you can just make a custom section of keys, and you can change the colors of those individual keys if you wanted to whatever you wanted. You can also do all those same things with hardware control. You can rotate through reactive things, through full color sets. But if you have the software up, the software takes priority. So, things to know about this keyboard. It does have Kale switches with Kale blues. And so far as I can tell, audibly, blues, Otemos, Cherry MX, it's not a huge deal. People say something about quality being less in Kales. Unless I'm pushing literally 50 million times every key, or it deteriorates on me in like 3 years, I can't really tell whether or not that is valid. Otherwise, nothing's broken on me yet. It still feels good, still sounds good. The keys still look good. Some weird things. The pound key, for instance, if I could just pull it out of there. Come on. Has a kind of difficult looking symbol that is not quite a pound. The @ sign looks a little weird. Let's see if I can grab that. Yeah, the @ sign looks like some sort of U with some things. But the keys go in and out pretty nicely. Nothing breaks. The function Windows key locks it like any other lock will do. The cool thing is that it does light up any of these keys that you do. So if you have your insert key, or what was it? Pause? Sorry. Depends on it. Maybe I'm lying. I'll cut that. Anyway, the sides light to different things, and the way that you change that is this page down button in function. All of these symbols are all your function key related things. They're also super hard to sort of figure out unless you keep the manual nearby to figure out what those are, because those aren't very straightforward. It has a nice metal top up here. The fun thing is it came with this hinge on the wrist rest here, and it would either lie down, or if you fold it back underneath, it actually levels the whole keyboard, and on top of raising it up. But it also still has the back feet if you want to make it even higher. Other than that, the software is pretty straightforward. The software has a customized individual keys to do specific tasks. I set up this button. It's kind of hard to look at, but it's a calculator button, and I can set it to lock the computer or any of those normal things, disable it, or give it like a normal other keyboard function or mouse function or macro, multimedia things, play, pause, stop, Windows shortcuts such as Cortana, closing windows, switch windows, cut, paste, normal things, or launch a program. And you can set things to set up your macros. I also set up a macro so that whenever I push that button back here, it would say sweet. But you can basically set up whatever your macros you want it to do. You can also, in that customization, have setups for different profiles, which also applies to the lighting. And you could also create a button press for setting up a button that switches profiles for you. Lighting, everything. The only things different about lighting from hardware control versus software control is picking hex values or RGB values for a specific color that you want, or in the case of horse race, you can change the direction, and I believe streamer, you can change the direction. One nice thing is it has this thing that says switch off all lighting when display is off, which is really nice. And as far as the software goes, that's about all, because you can change the brightness of things and the speed of things, which is nice, and make individual colors. Oh, one other thing is under custom, you can, there's some pre-made templates for DOTA stuff, League of Legends, MMOs, MOBAs, first-person shooters. So they have some pre-made templates, or you can save your own and have color set up however you want. You can also just select the color of those particular keys if you want to as well, under custom. A few extra thoughts about the keyboard. A lot of these symbols, like I said before, are kind of weird. I couldn't figure out this. There's like a padlock that's supposed to be that thing, and it kind of just looks like a scarab beetle, and this calculator symbol doesn't look like a calculator symbol so much as like a gate or something. Not a big deal. You push them, you find out. The space up here, that's usually just for indicating whether or not your scroll lock is on. Scroll lock changes colors. or your function lock. All those things that normally these things light up here, it has been replaced with media keys, which is kind of cool. If you push them by themselves, the thing that's lit up here, increase volume, decrease volume, mute, and then if you hold function key, you can do the ones that are on these logos, which is bring up a media player, play, pause, and stop. This thing's kind of interesting. Even though it's a picture of a camera, what it really does is lets you color individual keys. Which doesn't quite make sense. I know for some things that some games F11 will do screenshots, but having the picture of a camera is kind of weird. So, because I think Steam is F12? I can't remember. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. The nice thing is, unlike the K51, all of these things in this area are actually readable. Page down, page up, wasn't just PU and PD. Like, if you're a person that uses these keys, then you probably already know what you're looking for. But it was really kind of confusing without just a few more letters. Other than that, sturdy build, pretty heavy. It does have a line in the back so you can come out either side of the keyboard when you want to run the cable. It did have some Velcro on it. So far as the keys sound, still sounds great, feels great. I don't feel like this is a cheap keyboard at all. So the Neon K85 mechanical RGB gaming keyboard has an MSRP of $69.99. So what you'll find is if you look up on Amazon any mechanical keyboards, Otemos, Kales, etc., that have RGB, you can find some for around the $50 price. I feel like that extra $20 is something that you won't get this much control over your RGB with on the $50 level. That extra $20 really is doing that. Plus, this is still a very well-made keyboard. It's totally worth its price so far as I'm concerned. So I'm willing to give Rosewill's Neon K85 RGB mechanical keyboard Pure Overclock's Editor's Choice Award. Mostly because in the sub $100 mechanical keyboard with RGB, there aren't any that have this much control over your colors. Not under $100. Now they have some that might, if they don't have the number pad, which is important to some people. But it's not that Rosewill's cheaping out either. I mean, if you want something that's just Cherry MX switches but doesn't have any color functions, there's a keyboard for you. If you want Cherry MX and you want this even higher quality lighting that's even more subtle between every single key, I mean, you can get that too. Like, they have every range of keyboard. So for what they're trying to sell for, that mid-range, I don't want to spend $100 on something, but I still want the prettiest lights I can do. This is it. So no qualms for me. I've been Mario, and for the Hardware Hound, and I will catch you next time.